One of 24 siblings, Sonya Copeland grew up in foster homes in rural Tennessee.
Single parent home. You know, my mother and father had gotten divorced early on. My mother got married when she was 13. She was one of 24 children. Had a horrible life. Discovered that her husband was a bigamist. Had another family. And she only had a third grade education. She had to take care of us. Dire poverty. Had a horrible temper, poor self-esteem. All the things that you would think would preclude success. But I had something very important. I had a mother who believed in me. And I had a mother who would never allow herself to be a victim, no matter what happened. Never made excuses, and she never accepted an excuse from us. And if we ever came up with an excuse, she always said, "Do you have a brain?" And if the answer was yes, then she said, then you could have thought your way out of it. It doesn't matter what John or Susan or Mary or anybody else did or said.
At 13, she married Robert Carson, and some years later had 2 sons, Curtis and Benjamin. Sonya's life motto, "Learn to do your best and God will do the rest," motivated her while raising her sons to become successful men. Curtis was 10 and Benjamin 8 when Sonya's marriage ended in divorce, and she moved the family from Detroit to Boston. Having attended school only up to 3rd grade, she took 2 and sometimes 3 jobs as a housekeeper to support herself and her sons. She prayed and asked God for wisdom and guidance. The answer? Get her boys to read. After both Ben and his brother experienced difficulty in school, Sonya made house rules to encourage the boys to become better students. She restricted their television viewing to 2 programs per week. They were required to visit the Detroit Public Library each week and to pick 2 books to read. Then Curtis and Benjamin needed to write a book report for each book that was read. Afterwards, the boys were required to hand in their book reports to their mother. After several weeks, the boys began to enjoy reading. Both boys grew up to be successful men. Little did Sonya realize then that her Ben would grow up to be one of the greatest surgeons in the world. Her determination to encourage her young sons to read their way out of poverty became the catalyst for Ben and Candy to create the Carson Scholars Fund.
You know, the Sonya Award is given every year, and it's an award that's very near and dear to my heart because it was named after my mother, who has been such an important influence in my life. If you saw the movie Gifted Hands, you know that it was really just as much about her as it was about me. And the most important thing that she did was she taught us not to be victims. And she taught us that, you know, the person who has the most to do with what happens to you is you. And Mother, would you please stand and be acknowledged? Where is she? Right here.
Sonya supported the fund by regularly attending reading room openings and flourished in the children's enjoyment of reading. In 2000, Ben's mother was the inaugural recipient of the Sonya Award. Since then, inspiring community role models have been recognized for upholding Sonya's standards and demonstrating her drive.
The Sonya Award recognizes an individual who demonstrates the drive, determination, and commitment and perseverance of my mother, Sonya.
And it gives us special honor, Mrs. Carson, to receive an award that bears your name. In our family, heritage means a lot, and to be a little part of the heritage that you have passed on is a memory that we will take home and cherish forever. Congratulations to you.
So proud to have received this award in honor of someone who has demonstrated such incredible determination. And Lou and I love you, Sonya Carson.
I'll tell you one name that is still held in a high regard everywhere, and that's Sonya Carson. Single parent, living in the projects, 3rd grade education, no resources, and dared to dream of a better life.
I told my boys that if they wanted to become someone, they needed to believe in themselves. They needed to do what was in their heart. They needed to learn to read and work hard. True? True. Sonya became my hero.
The name Sonya means wisdom. Surely this struggling young girl, with so much to overcome, demonstrated the profound impact of a loving mother and revealed the legacy of true wisdom. Her life's maxim, "Learn to do your best and God will do the rest," takes on special meaning at this time.